close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. See the horizon, turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands, and on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on Empty hearts and neon lights, they're playing with my mind. Gotta get out of here tonight. Oh, I wanna run off and fly, and I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone, just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears, painkillers. Take me somewhere unfamiliar. Bring me back to where we started out. Get me out of now, to where we started out. Get me out of now, to where we started out. La 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 la, oh, oh. Get me out of broken hearts and starting fights, turning truth to lies. Gotta get up, stop wasting time. Yeah, I wanna run off and fly, and I'll tell myself it's fine to be alone, just to find somewhere that finally feels like home. Oh, oh, oh. I hate all this overthinking. Oh, 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 oh. The more I swim, the more I'm sinking. Take me to a world of silver. No more heartbreaks, tears,
Hi viewers, I'm Abhishek from Chessbrainz, bringing you the fourth Chessbrainz Club Arena tournament. And we have Pratik sir with us. Hi Pratik sir, how are you doing today?
Hey, hi Abhishek, I'm good. How about you?
I'm just doing amazing. So, are you excited for today's tournament?
Yeah, absolutely. Considering the last three tournaments that we streamed, okay, we found some really good results, some exciting matches. So I'm quite excited about today's tournament as well.
Exactly. And today we are going to bring more show on the board for our viewers. So,
Mm-hmm.
let's quickly dive in the game. We got one request from Athvik right now. So, we are going to dive on their board. Okay, just a second. Okay. So, Athvik is competing against newborn Cantor. They are playing from white, and
Mm-hmm.
Athvik themselves is playing from the black.
Yes. So I believe the game has just started, right? We are in the development phase. The great thing about white is white has castle, so the king is no more at the center of the board. Black has to make sure that black castles as early as possible. But apart from that, I think the position looks good. The
Yes,
material looks
I think
equal. Hmm.
true. I think the black needs to just complete a bit of development, and white is slightly ahead in it.
True. Yeah. So Abhishek, for our viewers, can you brief them like what do you mean by development of pieces? That would be
Yes.
helpful.
So when the pieces, when the game begins, the pieces are going to be kept on the initial squares from where the game begins. And when you bring your pieces out on the squares from where they can attack the opponent's kingdom, that process is called as basically the developing pieces. You bring your pieces out so you can attack on the opponent's kingdom and their pieces.
Thank you so much, Abhishek. That was wonderful. It
Yes.
is also called as
So,
activity of pieces, right, Abhishek? We need to ensure that our pieces are on active square. Benefit the most out of them.
yes. Okay, the position seems fine right now. I think black can, think of black can go rook to d8, gaining a tempo against the queen in the future, and position is solid for both the parties right now. So it's hard to
True.
predict who is going to get an edge. We can go through some other game in the meantime and see how the kids are performing.
Yeah, sure, Abhishek.
Yes. So the next request is from Parth. We are going to go through their game.
So this is for our viewers. If you'd like us to analyze your child's game, right, please share the correct leeches ID in the comment section so that we can go through the games, we can analyze those games.
Okay, something something
That
different
was
has
not the
occurred
first
on
game,
the
right?
board. Yeah, the game is already ended, and yeah,
So
Parth has
can we
managed
quickly
to win that game.
right, Abhishek. So can we quickly analyze the game because it was a very short
Yes.
game. Yeah.
So Arna was playing from white, and Parth was playing from the black pieces. The game started with e4, then black played e5, knight f3, knight f6, standard developing moves. And
Yeah.
here, black decides to play knight to d4, which is basically a trap of capturing the pawn on e5. And white decided to capture. In response to this, black made the white move its same piece twice. And
Hmm.
black came up with queen to g5, which is basically a fork on the knight, a double attack, and on the pawn on g2. White tried countering this with bishop captures f7. The king moved. That's a good thing for the white, but they were yet not out of the fork. The game went after knight f3, defending its knight from the attack. Then white decided to just grab the pawn on g2, and
Hmm.
then white mistakenly played knight to g1, maybe going a bit faster. And here, queen captured the pawn on e4, attacking the king. And here, white just resigned. Like they could have maybe tried moving their king and played this, but
Yeah, but then white is losing a rook, right? The queen on e4 will capture the
yes,
rook on f1, yeah, and then you will be a full rook down.
there is basically a trap that comes around when basically the rook goes here, and then we take this pawn. Like I'll try to demonstrate it on the board. Like the rook is meant to be on f1, and then knight delivers. Knight goes on f3 and delivers a beautiful smothered mate on the white's king.
Yeah,
That is the strategy.
correct.
So that was a really interesting game, but yeah, I think white has felt into an early trap. So let's
Correct.
quickly go through some other game. Now we are getting the request from the Kailash, so we'll quickly go through his game and see. Kailash is currently taking on Rishi. Rishi is playing from the pieces of black, and Kailash is playing from the pieces of white. And Kailash is already 3 points up in the material and looking really strong. So we are into a minor pieces endgame, and Kailash is also having a passer along the G file as well. So I think it's favoring white, and white should have no difficulty winning this game. What is your take on this position?
Yeah, this should be an easy win for white if white plays well, considering white has a pass pawn on g4. So the winning strategy for white would be to just roll over the pawn on the board. Just keep moving the pawn, right? Try to deliver some checks and then just try to queen the pawn. If white is able to do that, that should be an easy win, but it would be interesting. You never know because there are no major pieces on the board. So there are no immediate threats of checkmate. See, when you have a
Correct.
queen on the board, when you have rooks on the board, you can immediately get checkmated. But this can be a long game.
Truly. And do you see the black pieces are on the edges of the board?
Yeah.
Generally, we recommend the kids to keep their pieces in the center to have tremendous activity in the endgame. But I think that is missing for the black currently, and they have to work on that. But rest is all looking fine and really sharp.
Yeah, so that's what you mentioned, right? If you compare the activity of pieces here, white's pieces are centrally located. So they are covering majority of the squares, right? And because of that, white
Yes.
has a lot of activity on the board. But if you compare that with the black's pieces, as they are at the corner of the board, you don't have many squares to move. So again, this is a
True.
lesson. Try to keep your pieces at the center of the board.
Yes. When your pieces are in the center, they can go to all sides of the board in the blink of few moves. While if they are on the edges, your pieces might not find the right activity, and they can struggle to travel properly. Now there is a twist in the game. The black has a bishop pair, and the white is having a knight pair.
This can get interesting.
Yes,
Because we
it
always
can get
recommend the
interesting.
bishop pair, right? That's an added advantage.
Yes. Yes, but when we even look at the timings of the players, I think black is having material advantage, but they are almost half the time of Rishi right now. So the game is going to get thrilling for all of our viewers as well.
True. Yeah. Can we
Okay.
move on to the next game, Abhishek?
Sure. We are getting a request for Arav, so we are quickly going to go through his game. So Arav has already achieved a draw, and he has not got paired with any other players, so we can wait for the time being. We got a request from Chris, I remember, before even the stream got started. So I would like to take his. I want to take his game.
Sure.
So Krish is taking on Daishnavi. Krish is playing from the pieces of black, and Daishnavi is playing from the pieces of white. And she's clearly looking better at this point because she's having a clear advantage of 4 points and a queen on the board.
Okay, and even the bishop is gone now.
Yes, the bishop is even lost, and I think it's just a matter of for a few moves for her to win this position. Otherwise, there's nothing as of difficult for the white right now.
Correct.
There's a mate in one.
Mate in one move, yeah. I think white would not miss it. Okay, white missed it.
Okay,
Still
but
there is
generally that's the yeah. I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
she found it.
Perfect. Correct. So queen
Let's
is
go through
much
some other game.
If you have a queen on the board and if your opponent doesn't have a queen on the board, yeah, 99% of the time you should win that game easily.
Yes. Like when you have a queen and you make minute mistakes, then the game doesn't really changes for you, right? Because you have a queen at the end to your side.
True.
So again, we don't recommend kids to like have that thing, but anyways. Okay, in this position, Arav has currently got paired against Afnan. Afnan is playing from the pieces of white, and Arav is playing from the pieces of black. So Afnan is currently having a material advantage of 3 points to their side.
Yeah.
And when we look at the position, the black hasn't castled on either sides yet. White has not castled, black has not castled. There is some early opening skirmish going on. Which army would you prefer here, white or black?
Okay, so who has the material advantage? This is a beautiful
Yeah.
move, right?
Yes.
It's a double check, and it can lead to one move checkmate. Okay, defended, but now you lose a rook.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
So
rook is
Abhishek,
hanging.
go back 2 moves, couple of moves, wherein the bishop
Yes.
captured the pawn on c6.
Yes.
It was a very good sacrifice by white. White sacrificed the knight, and when the queen captured the knight on f6, what happened? The queen and the king, they are in the same line.
Yes.
Correct? And white took great advantage out of it, moved the bishop, captured the pawn, and it's a double check. So the queen is also giving a check to the king and even the bishop. So whenever
Yes.
Abhishek, whenever there's a double check on the board, you don't have any other option but to move your king.
Correct.
Because
That's
two
true.
pieces will check at the same time. So you have to move the king.
Yes. Okay. Black has found a pin,
Oh, yeah.
which is interesting, but that can be blocked again by bishop e3, I guess.
Yeah, that's the only move.
And white decided to just take on the rook and simplify the position for them.
What was the need? You could have saved the queen, right? White could have saved the queen.
Yeah. They could have saved their queen. True. But this thing is currently taking place because the king has been left in the center. Your king is not actually meant to be in the center, right? We are supposed to castle quickly. We are supposed to make our king safe. And the game is currently flowing. And even though white is not having a queen, white is still taking a lead in the attack.
The queen is gone. Again,
Yes, the queen is gone. Yeah. Oh, white has managed to completely win this position against Tara. So a brilliant game by Afnan.
So that was a game of
we can-
tactics. Both the players implemented some tactics that they might have learned in the class.
Definitely. The tactics plays a huge role at their current level, I would say.
Yeah, because I could see pin on the board, I could see double check, I could see discovered attack, right? So multiple tactics flow on the board.
True. Let's take a game, one of the top games. Okay. It's again featuring Arnav and Afnan. Now, I would like to tell all the viewers who are going through the stream for the very first time, Arnav has consistently performed in the top 5 of the leaderboard in the last 3 tournaments. And he's going against Afnan, who has just recently managed to get a victory. So that is the thing. Now, Arnav is playing from the pieces of white and Afnan is playing from the pieces of black.
Correct. So there was a free pawn on e5, right? Which white managed to capture with the knight.
Yes.
Very good. And you're losing a pawn on c3. Very good. This is a great battle going on up here.
Yes. Both kids are like trying their best on the board and we can clearly see it.
Correct. Even if you see the pieces, right? Both the players, they have a couple of rooks, a queen and a bishop on the board.
Yes.
No knight, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. What a move, Abhishek.
Yes. A fork with a checkmate.
And even the queen is under attack. Now you either save your king or save your queen. Fantastic.
Brilliant move by Arnav. It's just amazing to see how kids are beautifully showcasing their tactics on the board right now.
Right. So
So
Abhishek, is
to
there
all
any
the
way?
viewers,
Yeah, Abhishek, like, is there a
yes,
way by which you can save the checkmate as well as save the queen?
no, they need to sacrifice the queen to the bishop in order to keep their king alive.
Yeah, wonderful.
Brilliant one. Okay, I would like to explain all the viewers what has just happened. It is just a masterpiece of brilliance. Arnav played bishop to e5 in this position where the queen was attacking the g7 pawn once and the king was earlier guarding it once. But bishop suddenly attacked it twice, threatening a mate in one. And at the same time, the bishop is attacking the royal queen. Now, black was left with only one choice out of the two. You save your queen and lose your king, or you save the king by saving your king from the checkmate and lose your queen. So I would say it was more of a royal fort, and they had to give up their queen. And I think white is completely better in this position right now.
Yes, yes. This should be an easy. Okay, getting interesting.
And white has showcased another brilliance on the board. He has sacrificed their queen for a rook just to simplify the position. I think there is no way white can lose this position.
Yeah, it's very difficult for white to lose this game.
Yes.
Because see, if you see this position carefully, Abhishek, you should notice that there are two pass pawns. One is an outside
Yes.
pass pawn, the a5 pawn, and the other is a d5 pawn. So you just
Exactly.
have pushing the pawn, any one of those, and you should be able to easily win this game.
Exactly. And even the rooks on the 7th is a great strategy we teach to our students.
Yeah.
Even that can lead to some disaster right away. So both of them, both of the strength is. Oh.
There is no mate, but yeah.
Yeah, but it is not even less than a mate. Like you are just getting better and better with every move.
Sure, sure. Can we move on to the next game, Abhishek? So do we
Yes.
have any more
Parents?
coming in?
Yeah. Parents, we would like to request you, please type your kid's username right now, and we will quickly take you through your kid's game, and you will have a glance of your kid's game and some analysis from our side. Okay, we can take probably we have not got a request by the time, so we can take a random game. Okay, let's go to some other page because we have a lot of participants, and I believe they should even get featured. Can you pick up one of these names, please? Any one of it randomly?
Oh yeah, sure. How about Adarsh Kar 2?
Yes.
48.
Let's go through the Adarsh game. So Adarsh is playing from the pieces of black against Nia. She's playing from the pieces of white. And they have just started with the E4, E6 French defense. The game is yet in an early stage, so we can't predict much here. Oh, what? Black
So
has
black
lost a bishop.
saved the bishop. Yeah. Black should have ideally saved the bishop by moving the bishop backwards, but black didn't do that.
Correct. And I think white is looking stronger. Maybe maybe black is currently a new player, but yes, it seems like white is going to have slight edge of their experience because we have even seen Nia performing in our past tournaments as well. So
Yes.
maybe they can have a slight advantage right now.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. Things are looking fine for both the players. There's nothing big. Well, I would like to point out one thing. The white has a double pawn and an isolated pawn, which can be some weaknesses that black can look to target in the future.
You're right, Abhishek. So double pawns are always weaknesses. So they are positional weaknesses, and you should try to avoid having a double pawn in your camp. Same applies to an isolated pawn. Now the problem with an isolated pawn is no other pawn can support that pawn. Right? So you have to guard your isolated pawn with the help of your minor pieces.
Correct. Okay, I think black is having a bit of struggle against white right now because they have lost another hanging piece. But
Correct.
okay, it's just a game. Every kid, has a beginning to their chess journey, right? And I believe that Adarsh is a new player due to which he's having a bit of struggle. But good to see he's yet participating and playing on the board. I think as the time passes and their experience grows, they will end up performing well in the upcoming tournaments.
No doubt about that, Abhishek.
True. Let's take some other game.
Sure.
Yes. Let's go on the page number 2.
Mm-hmm.
We have not got a request for the meantime, so we can take a game of Kian Desai. Currently, Kian is playing from the pieces of white, and Athvik, he's playing from the pieces of black. Athvik is having 1 extra point right now. He's a pawn up in this position, and we are into a queen and rook endgame. So again, the battle is going to be really, really interesting at this point.
Okay, and you lose a rook on d1.
Yes, the rook is hanging.
Oh.
And even then the pawn on c2 is hanging after that.
The sides suddenly changed, Abhishek. The game was equal, but one blunder and you lose your rook. And
White resigned. They were already they went a rook down.
3 minutes on the clock, right? White could have simply played some simple basic moves rather than resigning.
Yeah.
I
It's
believe
not the right thing to leave the battlefield, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, we never ask our kids to resign, but anyways, I mean.
Mm-hmm. So what's going on here, Abhishek? Mm-hmm.
Yes. Currently, Sony is playing from white and pro chess player is playing from the black. Now there's a rating difference of around 300 points. And when I look at the position, the white, the black is having a material advantage of 2 points right now, the pro chess player, and they are looking slightly better because they have a bishop pair on the board, and white has lost one of their bishops earlier in the process. So I certainly believe black has a higher chance of winning this game.
Yes, Abhishek. So we are into the end game. So this is a minor piece end game where we have 2 rooks on the board and a bishop. But the advantage for black is black has multiple bishops on the board, right? Couple of bishops.
There is also an isolated pawn on the e5, which looks like a weakness that black is going to target in the near time. And white is going to lose probably one more pawn.
Correct, Abhishek. So in positions like this, wherever you have a material advantage, the easiest way to win the game is to exchange the pieces, liquidate the position, and simplify it.
Correct. And I think white has heard our advice and they're going for a trade. I mean, the black.
Yeah.
Oh, the pawn has reached on the 7th rank. Now, it could be a bit of problem, but I think black will manage to win it if the white won't save it immediately.
Correct. Right. So the pawn on f7 is a weakness. Black can easily capture the pawn. Yeah.
Yeah.
This should be an easy
the
for black, Abhishek, right? Black has a
True.
piece, a minor piece advantage.
Yes. I mean, it's just the matter of exchanging the rooks and doing a bit of cleanup on the board. Mm-hmm. Just exchanging stuff, clearing the white's, remaining potential, and then just black is quite fine to win this game. There is not, black is fine to win this game. There is no chance of white winning here, except black blunders, which is not a case right now, I guess. Okay, can we head to a different game?
Sure, Abhishek, we should.
We are getting a request from Kailash, so we are going to take his game.
Mm-hmm.
Kailash is playing from the pieces of black against Ishan. He's playing from the pieces of white. There is almost a rating difference of more than 375 points. So this game is definitely going to be interesting.
Okay. But black should have simply captured the rook, right? With pawn. Oh, now you get the queen.
Oh. I think the kids are going a bit fast. even though Kailash is having less time, white is playing a bit faster and dropping their queen so early. We request the kids to play a bit slow, take your time, check your move twice and then play it. Going fast, you're going too fast to fall. You might end up hurting your pieces if you play too fast. Now, yes, but white has beautifully defended the attack of knight f5.
That's quite a good move. The knight is attacking the white rook and also guarding the pawn on g7.
Yes. Oh,
Okay.
white has tried taking. This is a clear calculation mistake. And I think the game seems quite easy for the black except the time. But I believe that black can easily pull up this position.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
I think black is setting up a mating trap here.
Definitely. They are going for a...
Next move is queen g2. That's inevitable.
Yes. There is a quick, easy queen and the helper mate.
Oh,
Yes.
fantastic.
I request all the viewers to please like the stream if you're enjoying your kids game, and please leave your comments, show your love for us. Also, make sure to hit that subscribe button and click on the bell icon. So whenever we go live, you'll get a notification in your device. There's a simple mate in one now.
Move. Yeah, perfect. Great.
Yes. Brilliant
Wonderful
game by Kailash. Yeah.
A good queen helper check.
Yes. Queen and the helper checkmate. Let's try to go through a random game. Okay. I would quickly like to take on leaderboard first. Currently, Arnav Dhama, again, he's leading the tournament with 21 points, and he has not lost a single game till now. He has won 6 games in a row. So he's having a win streak of 6 points and 100% of win rate for the time being. On the second position, we have Raghav Sharma with 12 points. They have also won 4 games in a row with 100% of win rate and a streak of 4 games. Then we have Saish. He's also having, he's on the third position, leading the leaderboard with 12 points. And he has also got a win streak of 4 games in a row. And these kids are like really showcasing their tremendous talent to us right now. I would like to take a game of Saish right now.
Yeah, certainly. So Abhishek, one thing is like winning 5-6 games in a row is not a joke. So kids are really playing well to win multiple games at a stretch.
That's true. I mean, it's a difficult thing. Winning once is quite easy, but then keeping that consistency in your win rate is a really difficult thing. And Saish has managed to win one more game. Yeah.
Correct. A fantastic attack on the black scheme, Abhishek. If you see all the 3 pieces, the queen, the knight, and the rook, they are targeting the black scheme. And when so many pieces attack the king, it's very difficult to defend.
That's completely true. Now, yeah, even the knight was meant to jump on f6 if the game must have continued. And after queen takes, I think position is completely winning for white. There is no questions in that. Okay. Let's go through some other game.
Sure.
Okay.
How about the top board? Like if we have not got any request, then we can go through the top board.
Top board has ended up winning 7 games in the row, and they have like not even got paired right now. We need to see one of the top games, so we can take this game. Currently, Chidu is playing from the pieces of white against Saish. He's playing from the pieces of black.
Both the players are following the principles. Yeah, they are developing their pieces. They are trying to control the center, which is great.
Okay, so currently white is playing an opening known as Italian game, and they are aggressively pushing on the queen side. But we would request the kids to castle first. Your king is everything in this game. Make sure you castle and make your king safe first. And black is playing on a bit of a passive stance because we can see their bishops are currently completely inactive. One of the bishop is even undeveloped. So yeah,
Yeah, you are right, Abhishek. So if you analyze the position, White's king is still at the center, but it is relatively safe because it is getting guarded by the pawns and the minor pieces. But if you look at the queen side, White has a great space advantage on the queen side because White has pushed
truly.
the pawn.
Yes. This space is going to give, I guess, a lot more advantage to the white in the to bring their more pieces towards the side and try to create an attack.
Yeah, White is centralizing
Okay.
the pieces beautifully. Now, if you look at the black's position, Abhishek, it is a bit cramped. Like
Yes.
black is devoid of any ideas in this game. Like what should black do? Right? That's a question.
Yeah.
White is
So
controlling most
whenever you do not have enough space advantage in the position and whenever you are cramped, you should look to exchange the pieces. So your opponent might have the space advantage, but they can't use that space without their pieces. So if you can, if you can force up some trades on the board, some exchanges of pieces on the board, then the space advantage of your opponent won't be of any use. So I would suggest black should start trading as fast as they can, and they should bring their sleeping pieces back to life. Is how I'm going to suggest the black at this point of time.
very well said, Abhishek. That's what anyone should do if they find themselves in a position wherein their position is cramped. They don't have ample squares to move the pieces. Just try to liquidate the position. Right?
True.
Have some exchanges on the board, and then you will be fine.
Yes. It's the black's turn, and their knight is hanging on d5 right now. So
Yeah.
position is going to be really interesting right now to see how black
Okay, very nice. Well done.
is. Yeah. So it was actually a tricky move by the black. Black has captured a knight on f3, and his point is if you take my knight on d5, I just recapture and I will get two pieces and you will just get one. So kids are like playing really a great
Yeah.
sense of a game. Yeah.
Again, a good move, a decent move. Getting a knight on a good square.
Yes. Okay, but black has lost a center pawn because of two attackers on it. And also this knight is hanging at the same time. So black needs to be a bit careful of the dynamics which are shaping this game right now.
Yeah.
If you take here, I take there. And yeah, position looks, I think, fine for the black at this point of the time. Black is seeming fine. Initially, I think white got a really good start to the game, but black is slowly and steadily making a comeback. Because as the exchanges are taking place, that is, making the position a bit equal right now.
Correct. So another thing, Abhishek, if you see, look at the position, white has double bishops on the board. Correct?
Yes.
Double bishops, you have a slight advantage. So just try to trade the bishop, right, with the knight. Perfect. Now capture the bishop with the knight, and then you just get away from that double bishop advantage.
In the Italian game, this bishop is considered as one of the monstrous bishops because it points down right on the f7 and then your king. So it is important for the black to eliminate this bishop. And I think position is relatively stable for the black as well right now, with equal activity almost. Okay, they have dropped the pawn.
If you see white is 2 pawns up.
Truly. That's correct. But now,
after
that, maybe they can go to c8.
In the next move. Yeah, perfect. And you get another pawn. Wow.
Yes.
In fact, now you're winning.
Black is fighting really fine. I mean,
again, this is a fork, right? The bishop is attacking two pieces at the same time.
Yes, that's true. You save the first one, you lose the second one. Oh, there's counter attack, but I think it's easily defendable by going on one of the light squares, and you can even look to go rook d7 and then take the pawn.
Yeah.
Then there is a skewer as well, so I think white is in a bit trouble right now into their game.
So the good move for black, wonderfully played.
Yes, brilliant approach.
Now, Abhishek, the White's bishop is under attack. White's both the rooks are under attack. So all the three important pieces of White are under attack.
True. That's correct. I think they have counter attack, but simply rook captures on d3 and position is fairly favoring black right now. And yeah, I mean, there's no way now black can lose this with their style
No,
of the play. And
actually, now this gets interesting. White has saved the rook.
oh, yeah. Oh, wow.
Very
Unexpected.
good.
Brilliant play by the white as well.
Now, if you capture my rook, I will capture your rook. That's the position.
True. And if you, yeah. Anyways, like, this is going to be fun to see till the end, I guess. I think we should keep on featuring this game for like a couple of more minutes.
Yeah, both the players are doing really well. They are implementing the tactics. They are tricking their opponent.
Okay, black is upon up, but yet the position is unclear. And both the players have not moved their cornered pawn to escape the back rank right now, which could lead to a disaster at any moment. Like maybe there is a rook e8 and black is immediately threatening rook e1.
Correct.
So yeah, I mean, back rank can be open.
I just try to trick the opponent, right? Play rook c8, and if the opponent moves the bishop, it's a mate on c1.
Yes. But we can also put the pressure on the pinned piece, right?
Yeah.
Like
after
rook c8, they don't move, then there is bishop e5.
Correct.
Wow, there is a lot of tactics in the position.
Yeah, because there's a back rank weakness. That's the thing, right? If you play h3
Correct.
or if you play h6, you don't have to worry about back rank checkmate.
I think black is still looking good in shape if they don't lose the b5 pawn, because again it's a passer, so it can quickly queen up and position can start collapse. Position can
Correct.
start collapsing for the white.
Now the
Black
only
has
way,
even came out of the back rank.
yes, Abhishek, the only way black can win this game is by just promoting the pass pawn, right? Which is on b5, get
Yeah.
it to b1, promote it to queen or rook, and you win the game. That's the only way you will.
But how about like going rook a7 and pinning this bishop to the rook, and like that could have been also a better way, I guess. Could have like tried pinning the bishop to the rook. Okay, position looks fine. But I think black is also under a time pressure, so we need to see if they can convert this game.
Correct.
Yes.
This is quite interesting, right? If you see the dynamics of the position, on the king side, both the players have equal pawns, 3 pawns each. Right, so nothing much will happen on the king side. Okay, interesting. Attacking the bishop. How will you save the pawn?
Counter
Okay,
attack.
good. Yeah, fantastic, right?
And then, yeah, I mean, we can't go rook e5 though, because the bishop is going to attack that square anyways. Brilliant play by the Chidu. I really need to.
Wow.
Oh, you win the bishop. Yeah. That's
Now
amazing.
Yeah. Now this is a draw.
I think this is a completely droice position, except one blunders.
Both the players
let's-
played really well. Fantastic.
Really well, yeah. We were not expecting White to have such a great comeback, but yeah, this is highly appreciated. White even got a solid comeback within like last few moves of the game.
Correct. Now just trade the pawns,
Okay.
right? Just in a
Yes. Head into a draw. Yes.
Okay, I think we can move on to the next game.
We can go to some other game right now.
Yeah, but
We are
really
getting a
enjoyed-
request for. Yes. We really enjoyed this game, right?
Yes, Abhishek.
Yeah. We are getting a request for Arav. Arav is playing from black against Raghav Sharma. They are playing from white. Black has a material advantage of 2 points in this position. The king are still in the center. Should
But
we take
how
a look
do-
at the opening as well?
Yeah, but how did black lose a piece here?
We need to go from the beginning, I guess.
Yeah, please go ahead.
4 knights game, and yeah, the kids. Okay, there's a gambit.
Uh-huh.
I think this is Halloween gambit, if I'm not mistaken. And this has a whooping win rate of, I remember, 78% below 1200 rating range. So I think White
Wow.
has picked up a really solid weapon. Though they have sacrificed, but maybe it's looking like an early trap. The Black's king is also in the center.
White will capture the bishop.
Yes. The Black king is going to lose its privilege of castling. I think the Black, yeah. Oh, they have decided to give a check. So there is a bishop coming in. Trade. You can't castle anymore. But the good thing for the Black is like their rooks are going to be connected.
Correct. Yeah. And another thing, Abhishek, when there are no queens on the board, it is relatively safer to have the king at the center. But whenever you have queens on the board, now that can be really dangerous. This is fine. You can still save your king.
Yeah, it won't be a big trouble for the Black to keep the king in the center, as you stated, because the king in the center won't have any problems if the queens are not around. Okay, White has managed to win a pawn.
Yeah. I think Black will move the king
Is
to
Black
B8.
trying to make an artificial castle?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what happened. Yeah.
And I think they will manage to win their pawn. Oh,
Oh,
there's a check. Yeah.
a
Intermezzo.
good
I mean,
move,
that
yeah.
was brilliant move.
Intermezzo.
Yeah. And they have managed to save the pawn. True. The material is now where the White has one extra point. I think White can win this if they bring their last rook into the activity.
Correct. So Abhishek, in this position, White has got its rook on the 7th rank.
Yes.
What Black should try to do is Black should try to do the same thing. Okay.
Their rook on the 2nd rank.
Yeah, get the rook on the 7th rank. Yeah, you have to get the rook on
Yeah.
the 7th rank. Yeah.
True. White is doing clearance, and now there is a clear passer along the h5.
This should be easy
Wow.
winning for White. This should be.
But
easy.
why is not the back ranking? Oh,
Oh, it's
now they
okay.
did. Yeah, there was a back rank.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Can you just go a couple of moves back, Abhishek? Did we?
Sure.
did we move-
Why not? So Black decided to exchange the rooks, and in that process, their king got stuck in the back rank, and White kept on rolling the. Yeah, there was a back rank, and then they spotted it suddenly, and they just played the move, and they came back in the game. They had such an easy win. So this is why, kids, we recommend move your cornered pawn. Move your pawn which is next to your king at least by 1 step, so your king doesn't get trapped in the back rank. This is a great example of it. Let's go through a different game. Let's take one of the top games now.
Sure.
Now, in this position, Atvik is playing from the pieces of White, and Sankeet is playing from the pieces of Black.
Okay. A good game going on.
White has captured a poison pawn right now, so position looks fairly interesting right now.
Yeah, if you compare the activity of pieces, Black is certainly doing well compared to White.
Yes. Oh, yeah, fine.
Okay, but I won't recommend it, right? When you're a pawn down, when you have sacrificed your pawn, why are you trading the queen? Like, how will you take advantage of your active position if you are trading the queen?
Yes, if you are a pawn down, you shouldn't do. Maybe the Black is playing currently the Caro-Kann defense, if I'm not mistaken, and in that, any sort of exchanges generally favors Black. But that doesn't mean you should trade when you have less material. I think that's an exceptional case. White can have a quick attack on the queen side because of the open files. I mean the Black.
Correct.
But yeah, I guess we shouldn't trade when we have less material, and that's a important point that Sankeet needs to keep in the note. Okay, there is a pin.
A good move, yeah. So when you're ahead in material, try to liquidate the position, right? Try to exchange the pieces and move towards the end.
Yes. Okay, Sankeet did a counter attack and managed to remove that bishop, but they could have just taken the free pawn probably.
Actually, there was a trap, Abhishek. Can you just go a move back, please?
Sure. Okay, so
Capture the
what
pawn.
happens if we capture the pawn?
Yeah, if you capture the pawn on a5, the knight jumps on b3, and there's a fork.
Oh, yes, that leads to a fork on the edges, and they can only save one piece. I did
Yes,
not even
wonderful.
notice that. Yeah,
Good move, good
wonderful
move.
game.
Yeah,
But I still worry. I mean, the white has not castled yet. The knight is yet in the center, so they need to work on a couple of things, I guess.
true. So this position doesn't look good for white, even though white has a pass pawn. But what about the activity of pieces? The king is still at the
Yeah,
center.
and after the bishop moves, this pawn is being squeezed right now.
Yeah, it's a free pawn now. You need to capture.
Yes. Oh, the kid is trying to go behind the knight, but now bishop captures knight, and there will be some weaknesses of the pawns on the king side.
Yeah, good move.
Pawn captures back. Yeah. White has finally castled, so a good sign for them with a passer along the a file. But again, it's not easy because this pawn is about to fall, as most of the white pieces are currently on the king side, and the pawn is on the queen side.
I don't see a way for white to save the pawn on a3. Because
There is
even
no
if you
way.
move ahead to a4, the knight of the rook will capture the pawn.
Correct. This pawn is now meant to fall, and the position is going to be equal. Okay, the white has decided to counter attack at this point with rook b1.
Good move. Yeah.
Good
Now
move.
get
That
the
was a
rook on
good
the 7th rank.
7th rank. No
Don't
questions
miss
on
it.
that. Yeah. That position looks really interesting right now. They got it. And then bring your one more rook into the play after that.
Okay, can we move on to the next game, Abhishek?
Sure, we can head to our next game. We are getting a request from Chris right now, so we are going to take his game and see how the kid is performing.
Sure.
Chris is playing against Sony. Sony is playing from the pieces of white, and Chris is playing from the pieces of black. Now, currently, this is an opening position where, yeah, the white tried doubling the pawns by exchanging their bishop for the knight, but black immediately spotted and gave adequate protection to the knight. Okay, this is an opening without the queens. I want to see how did the queens went off the board. So there was a Caro-Can exchange variation. I have not seen this move a lot of times, but it leads to interesting positions.
Okay.
Can you spot a good move in this position for the white?
For white, let's see. How about knight takes on d4?
Yes, I think knight takes on d4.
Okay, got it.
Knight takes on d4. Then
No,
there
for
can
white,
be like
right?
queen takes. Oh, knight takes on d4.
No, for white, right? Actually, I didn't. Okay, I tried to find a good move for black. Yeah.
Okay.
So, what would you recommend in this position, Abhishek?
c5. Generally, we
C5.
are not supposed to trade the queens. Yes. If you trade the queen, opponent's rook gets an active file after the pawn recaptures. And if you capture, then opponent pawn recaptures. And I mean, that's the same thing. We get an open file. So here the
Correct.
plan includes to go pawn c5 and kick this queen away. And then the b7 becomes a backward pawn, which can be targeted in the longer run by the white pieces.
Yeah, that's a good position move.
And the
even you
bishop, the dark square bishop, loses the activity. So let's see how the game has shaped so far. Yeah, and we see that at some point this activity of the rook helped the help the black to manage that extra pawn through that open file. I think this is the thing that I was trying to even say.
Correct.
Yes, but black is yet better. The game has progressed a bit. I think black is looking fine. But there are double pawns again, so it's hard to state, and two isolated pawns.
Again,
Threatening a back rank?
a threat. It's a
No,
mate.
the bishop can cover it
Bishop.
down.
Oh.
Yes, that's true. The bishop can easily cover it. Oh, what's the strategy? Has white blundered a rook? No, it is their turn. They have defended it. Bishop drives back, and you can try to put pressure on the pin piece, but currently there is no way.
Correct.
Fine. Okay. We can. Okay, they are targeting this weakness twice, which can be something that we should emphasize upon. Yeah, the knight has to get kicked, and now the pawn on the d4 is going to fall really soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's a tactic: knight check goes in. Oh, knight check, king goes in, and rook check is a mate.
Oh, there
Knight
you go.
check,
And
king
it's a
goes
mating.
back, and rook check is a mate. Yes, it's unstoppable now. And the kid Chris has also spotted that thing, which is a brilliant approach.
Very
I mean,
good,
there's
very
now
good.
back rank. That's amazing. Well done, Chris. That's quite unexpected, but you made it work somehow.
Correct. So
Yeah.
this is the reason
Amazing.
Abhishek can recommend our kids, okay, to solve lots of checkmate related puzzles, lots of tactics related puzzles. Because when you solve puzzles, you are able to spot those moves when you are playing a game. If you don't
True.
solve the puzzles, you will never be able to spot the tactics.
But can you see the difference between the first position and the second position's points?
Yeah,
Like-
that's a mighty gap.
Almost double. Like Fardhan is having the 22 points currently, and Arnav is having 41 points. He has got a streak of 11 wins in a row.
Has he lost even a single game? No, right?
Not yet. He has scored each and every game into a victory.
Wow. That's
This
fantastic.
is on a different level. This kid is on a different level.
It's not a joke.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I
Is he
mean,
playing the game right
yeah.
now so that he can go through his game?
Yes, but I think there is a huge rating difference of 1200 points between both of the players. Adya is playing from the pieces of white with almost 700 of rating, and Arnav is playing from the pieces of black with 1800 points of rating.
Yeah, that's a mighty.
So we need to see how both players now play. Is Adya queen up or what? She's having +6.
Yeah, she's a queen up.
What is going on?
Just go back a few moves.
I need to go back now. This is really tempting me to go through those moves. Yeah.
Oh.
Here,
God.
his queen got attacked. He saved the queen. Knight attacked the queen, and he maybe pre-moved or something. Yeah, Adya managed to get the queen. Okay.
Okay, so if Adya plays correctly, this can be the first loss for Arnav in this tournament.
And the rating difference is still of 1200 points. It's not a joke. If she manages to defeat, I think it's going to be one of the historic wins in the era of Chessbrainz, I guess.
Absolutely, yes.
So yeah, it's definitely a tempting. But again, Arnav has a proven track record of victory, so not an easy opponent to fight against. It is going to be a game of twists and turns now, is what I'm anticipating.
Now it is all about keeping the game very simple for Adya. Right? What Adya has to do is just trade the pieces, go to the end game, and there you go. Adya lost a bishop, which was not needed. Adya could have saved it.
Yes. Well, can you still see a difference between Adya that she's doing better than Arnav? Oh, yeah.
Okay. Now the queen is under attack. White has to save the queen. Yeah,
Correct.
maybe queen on
I think
G5 looks good.
G5 looks, I think, strong. That could have been a bit more active.
Now the bishop goes to G4. This is not a good move.
Yeah.
Black can move the bishop to G4.
Correct.
Okay, but white can capture the pawn on b7, so there is a counter attack.
Yes.
It's a bit complicated thing, yeah.
Also, Arnav's king is yet left in the center. And there's a time difference as well. Adya is just having 2 minutes, and Arnav is having 5 minutes, which is like comparatively pretty fine. Oh, there's
A
like the
very
poison pawn, and he's looking to take probably on b2, I guess.
correct. Now the bishop is hanging right on e2 because white
Yes,
will have to save the queen.
true.
Correct, and then black gets the bishop.
Yeah.
Okay, but after rook e1, yeah, black loses the bishop.
Yes, there is, I think, no way for the black to save their rook right now, and they have to give up on their rook.
Yeah,
They
so
can
what
take
was
a
the
pawn on
tactic
f.
for
Yes.
What was that tactic
So
for?
this tactic is called as a pin when two pieces of one team are in the same line, and the piece of the lower value is standing in the front, the piece of the higher value is standing behind in the same line, and opponent manages to attack that whole line. So you can't move the piece of lower value because then you lose the piece of higher value. So you can't move it, and that piece gets stuck in its own square. So that is called as a pin in the game of chess.
Thank you, Abhishek. That was very well explained.
Yes. Now, ooh. Okay. Black is just going for some exchanges, I guess. Queen takes back, but the rook is hanging. So first rook takes, then queen captures here.
But then what about the back rank checkmate?
Oh yes, takes, takes. There is a back rank. Arnav is playing it really tricky in this position.
I think white will
It
capture
is
the bishop. What do you think?
truly. Yes. If white captures, there's a back rank right after rook b1, as you stated.
That is quite interesting.
Oh,
Oh, there
oh.
you go. Black will not miss
Queen
it.
c1, rook e1, and it leads to a mate in two.
So again,
Now
this is a lesson, right? Anything can happen on the board. Even if you are queen down, you have to fight till the end. You might win the game.
Yes, and you should never resign. We should take a learning from Arnav. He's a kid. He lost his queen early. He decided not to resign, and he decided to keep on fighting till the end, and look at the result. It is in front of you. Okay, now we can head to the leaderboard. I would just like to take a glance of it. Okay, there's a mate in one now. Let's head to the leaderboard. We are in the last 2 minutes of Chessbrainz Club Arena, where the Rook Masters, Night Owls, and Pawn Warriors kids fought together against each other. And there is no way somebody can take on Arnav right now, with his lead of 41 points. Then we have Fardan on the second place with 26 points, and he has got a streak of around 7 games in a row, which is like again a brutal thing. Raghav has even Raghav has like managed to go through some ups and downs, but he's still standing on the third position. And Parth is on the streak. So if Parth manages to get a victory in the last 1 minute, he can surpass Raghav in this journey, because he's already on a streak of 3 wins. Should we take a look at his game right now?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So Parth is playing from the pieces of white. Sujoy is playing from the pieces of black. And the battle... Oh, black resigned. And Parth has won. Wow, I think it has helped black to secure the third position in the last minute of the tournament. Now he has trespassed Raghav, and Parth is on the third position. And I think this should lead to a conclusion after a few seconds.
Yeah. So today as
Arnav
well, Abhishek
has
some good participation.
Yeah, great participation. We had 65 kids who participated today with us in this streamer battle. And when we see right now, one kid has totally stood undefeated throughout the tournament. And he's the winner of the tournament. Arnav has secured a whooping 100% of win rate with 12 victories in a row, and just has been outstanding throughout this tournament. On the second position, we have Fardan with 9 games played, 26 points scored, and 89% of win rate. On the third place, we have Parth, who has secured 24 points. In the very last minute, he secured the third position of the tournament. He has a win rate of 80%, which is not bad. On the fourth position, we have Raghav Sharma, who secured 21 points, and he has a win rate of 73%. Then we have Chidu with 18 points on the fifth place, and this kid even has 83% of win rate. There is one thing that I would like to highlight. The kid has really played slowly. He has just played like 6 games, whereas other kids have played like a lot of games. But this kid has showcased a good quality on the board and yet managed to secure top 5 in the tournament of 65 participants. So that's an amazing thing. Then we have Arav Shiv on the 6th position, Saish on the 7th position, Bombastic Turtles on the 8th position, Sony on the 9th position, and Sankeet on the 10th position. We congratulate all the winners who made it to the victory and all the participants who participated without worrying about wins and losses and kept fighting, improved your experience, and this is definitely going to help you in your upcoming tournament. This is a word from a coach, and yeah, that's it. I mean, a wonderful tournament. Yes, Pratik sir?
Yeah, Abhishek. So I thoroughly enjoyed today's tournament. The best thing that I would like to mention here is in many games, we saw some tactics flowing on the board. Kids were effectively using the tactics that they learned in the class. So again, as we mentioned and discussed about this earlier, if you saw lots of puzzles during your free time, it will help you to spot the tactics when you play a live game. Right? So keep solving puzzles, keep playing games, and the results will follow.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Abhishek. Wonderful, yeah, being
Thank
with
you.
you and
Yeah. Yes. I would request all the viewers, if you have not click on that subscribe button, do it immediately. Press the bell icon to not miss on any notification whenever we go live. Like the stream if you really enjoyed it. Okay, and show your love to us. Thanks for tuning in. I wish all the viewers and our participants a very great luck. Thank you. Thank you for the stream. Take care. Good night.
Yeah, bye everyone.
Bye bye.